It is. It is. It is.
Awesome, man. We have come to an end on your journey on struggles, and we'll step on to the rapid fire questions.
Mm-hmm.
Good as always. We're gonna ask you some fun questions. Hopefully, we can get them through. First question is, how are you spending time during the last few months?
To be honest, just apart
Indian
from just
movies?
yeah, like I'm just staying home, watching TV shows, YouTube. I was studying for MCAT, like a few months back, and then I take a 1 month break. I'm gonna get back into it, but just like being home, I think being away from being at college for sure. Family time is something you kind of miss, so I'm just trying to spend as much time as possible now. Because to be honest, if you're gonna go into medicine, it's only gonna get busier. So
I'm sure you've been catching up with those NBA finals.
yeah, dude, of course. It's not the same, obviously, with COVID, but
Yeah.
it's alright.
Yeah. What do you do occasionally that keeps you close to Telugu culture?
I don't know. Just
Nothing.
probably watch Telugu movies. I think is a big thing. I'm trying to get like more into exploring a religion for sure. I think that's one thing for sure trying to improve, because being here, you just get engulfed into this culture. And you kind of forget about your roots. So, I think just like, just like small thing is speaking Telugu at home, I think is a big thing, like speaking Telugu and just like watching movies, eating authentic Indian food. Food is always a big thing, right? In our cultures, in our families. So, chicken biryani, curry, always the classics.
One big thing you and of course your lovely family does is give back. I saw your Facebook profile and like you're giving a talk about college applications, how to get the next generation up and running, and so I think you do a lot of volunteering, a lot of Telugu organizations. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like just to kind of add to that, I think it's crazy. My dad actually just mentioned it the other day. I think the big thing is just my family. My dad was like, coming here as an immigrant, you pretty much come in here with nothing, like yes, you get off at the airport, you don't really have anyone to call to get on, like whatever, and you place to stay or someone to pick you up, right? So he's telling me, I do all this stuff like Nats and all that. I'm trying to tell you guys to do a service because we came here and we are who we are today because of the help of many people, and we could only do that to the next generation. And people are coming. It's like small things. People are coming to India, or someone who's looking for a house to buy. My dad, our parents have gone through that, right? They know some experience. So, or the green card process, how tough that is, right? So even small things as helping someone and guiding them and just speaking with them and giving them more connections or people to talk with. I think, I think it's a very big thing. I think for sure, because we do take a lot of things for granted here, being in the U.S. If you go back to India, you realize how spoiled we are. So I think just being here, just trying to be humble, humble. Sure, you could get rich, be a doctor and all that, but no one's really going to care if you don't give back, right? So I think that's a big thing, being part of service and giving back. It's just, money, you can give in terms of money, but even just talking to someone, is a big thing. And picking them up from the airport, even though it's 40 miles for LAX, it's a big drive, it's a lot of time, gas and all that commitment, but it's worth it in the long run for sure.
What keeps you moving? What makes you get out of your bed every day?
Just afraid of not making it, to be honest. I think no matter how how much you study, how much you build build up your resume, just being scared of not being able to make it. I think that's for sure one of my biggest fears, not making some type of mark in this role before I leave, right? So I think that's the biggest thing, just not failing my parents too, in a way, because they put so much time, money, effort moving to a different country, and money is a big thing, right? College is not cheap, so just making sure I can make it, because at the end of the day, no matter how what you do, I think just seeing the happiness in their face. I remember when I got into USSD, just seeing the happiness in my dad's face, it made it all worth it for me. Now I was this is worth it. So I think that's the biggest thing. Just seeing being afraid of not making it, and also not making my parents proud is what I'm all right, dude. Let's get the day going. And also how your parents are. If it's 10 a.m., they're like, dude, are you serious? It's so late. And that's another thing too. Come from an Indian family, it's it's 10 a.m. You're really not gonna wake up, right? So that's another side thing. But
that's awesome. And last question: during COVID, we've been in lockdown for a while and all of that. Is there anything that you discovered about yourself during these like last 7-8 months? Something new, something you thought you didn't do, you think you would do?
I think one thing I really realized about myself is just how independent I am. I love. I think we all love spend time with family and friends, but I think the alone time is very valuable, especially in the world we live in today. Social media and all that. Like, life is just a hustle, And another thing is like another small thing is like I know like in Indian culture we don't focus about it, but also like you're shining light on like mental health issues. Like I think just like kind of taking care of yourself. I think it's a big thing. I think one big thing I realized is just like having the alone time is very therapeutic for sure, and something that's very good for your health. And also like seeing my sister applying college right now, just seeing everything you're going through, like all the stress. I think one thing I really realized was to add on to that, one thing I really realized was I was like always someone who's always like pursuing medicine and wants to go into medicine. I always like I'm thinking about the future, like, oh, what about this? What if I don't make it? What should I do for my resume or whatever? But we never really take the chance to like think about the now, what's happening now, like living in the moment. I think that's really I think that's one thing I really discard about myself is like I'm always worried about what's next, what's gonna happen now, what should I do now, what job should I apply to, or who should I be in touch with to get some experience for shouting or whatever, right? But I never really think about the moment, just sitting here, talking to you guys, or sitting here, eating chicken curry or whatever it is. They're small things, you kind of just forget about that. And I think that's one big thing I realized is to kind of just take a step back and enjoy and live in the moment.
Dude, every guest I had, like, they always like give us this chills at the end. They always have this great answers, some strong words, and talking to Srikant, yourself, and all others, like, you guys really shown what you are, capable of, and how you built yourselves up, and it just motivates me to do better, and I'm so happy that I got to know how you've been through these last 4 years that I never got to, and this is great catching up, man.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for taking your time, inviting me. I feel like we also we're so busy these days, we barely get in touch. So this is for sure it was very nice for sure. So thanks for having me for sure.
Of course, bro. And thank you for coming on. I know we planned it kind of last minute, but it was a really well done podcast. Really appreciate the words, and I don't know, I was getting some chills too, man. Like, it's like, but I really enjoyed it, man. And all right, guys. So this is the end of our episode with Teja. Please do like and subscribe to our channel. Hope to keep you entertained with our next podcast. All right. See you guys.